Good evening, Fort Pierce, Florida. A new global study shows that corporal punishment like spanking and hitting can harm young children's development, even in countries where it's common. Early childhood is a critical period for brain and emotional development.
The research led by Jorge Cortez from Harvard University analyzed data from 49 low and middle income countries.
They studied corporal punishment, which is any physical discipline like spanking or slapping. They looked at more than 131,000 children ages 3 to 5 years old. They measured that how corporal punishment is linked to whether children are developmentally on track, which means that they're doing well socially, emotionally, and cognitively for their age.
Children who experienced corporal punishment were about 24% less likely to meet developmental milestones. Negative effects were constant across all 49 countries, regardless of how normal corporal punishment was in that society. Social emotional development, like managing emotions and interacting with others, was most affected.
Now you must be wondering why this matters. Early childhood development has long-term impacts on learning behavior and health. Even the mild physical punishment can contribute to delays and difficulties. The harm was seen globally, not just in specific regions.
Researchers argue for educating parents on positive discipline alternatives and legal bans on corporal punishment. Also, early interventions to support children's emotional well-being.
In conclusion, as more countries debate discipline laws, the study adds a powerful evidence. Protecting the children from violence at home can help them thrive in life.
How's it going? Wait, oh. Ooh, all right.
Stop it.
We can make cuts.
How's it going? My name is Victor, and I'm here at the River Hammocks on site, and this is Grace, and I'm going to be interviewing her today. So the first question for you is, what does the term corporal punishment mean to you?
I think corporal punishment means to physically hurt somebody as a way of punishing them, kind of in a way to scare them not to do something again. Mostly used on young children as they're growing up, so that way they can get a learning sense of what's wrong from what's right.
Very interesting. So, second question, in your opinion, why do some parents or caregivers still use corporal punishment with young children?
I think that parents or caregivers would use this type of punishment on children as a way to make them fear either getting in trouble, so that way they can stay well behaved, and so that way when they go out in public they know what not to do, what to do, as well as keeping them in check and away from bad things.
I agree. All right, now our last question. Do you think spanking or hitting children teaches them discipline or causes harm, and why?
I think that to a certain extent, hitting your kids obviously is never okay, but if they're being really troubled, I mean a little spank never hurt, but as well as not physically leaving marks on the body, not physically leaving any marks on the body, but I think that it can lead to the children having some sort of PTSD, as well as bad intentions towards other people when they do things that they don't like, so they can grow into things that are bad behaviors, such as when they're in a relationship, becoming physical when they don't like something, and just like stuff like that.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time.
Who am I looking at?
Me.
Okay. I'm Jersey, and I'm with Nate.
Oh, Randy.
That is an awesome name. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. Why do you think it's hard for some people to move away from the idea of spanking or physical punishment?
Oh. Because I think there's a point where you could just kill your child because you're used to control. I don't believe in hitting, spanking, never hit my kids. I don't believe in it.
That's great. How do you think constant yelling or spanking might affect a child's confidence or behavior in school?
Horrible. I mean, if your parents are spanking you for doing the wrong things, and you're going to school, and I'm sure you're getting whatever at school, it's terrible. I don't think a child like that can, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say evolve, but thrive.
Yeah.
In the school. I mean, my parents never touched me. I mean, I can't imagine having someone beat me up and having a wonderful day. I think it stinks.
Yeah, 100%. What's the difference between teaching discipline and causing harm?
Teaching discipline, you're not hitting the child, you're telling them something that they've done wrong and how to correct the behavior. Or instead of saying you're doing this wrong, you say, well, you know, why don't we go over here for a little bit and let's try doing this toy, you might like it better. Like just redirecting them.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Discipline? Hitting,
Teaching discipline and causing harm.
causing harm is any child abuse.
Yeah.
You know, hitting them or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I do not believe in it.
Yeah. Do you think threatening a child is to the same extreme as hitting your child?
Depends on how much you do it. I don't know. I mean, I was a screamer. I never hit, and I never. But I mean, I did some crazy things, but I never hit my child. And honestly, screaming, you're asking me as if it's the same. And what would you ask? Because I have short-term memory loss.
To the same extent as hitting
Yes,
them.
I think it is the same. You know, how much can you put a kid through, and they love you, they support you, everything you do is wonderful. You could beat them up, hang them from the trees, they're still going to want to protect you. So I think it's just as bad.
Yeah.
Not physically, but mentally, yes.
Yeah. It's really good. Thank you so much
That's
for doing
it?
our interview.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Tonight, we take a closer look at a widespread yet controversial discipline method, spanking. A new study by researchers Pace, Lee, and Gordon Kaler examines how spanking impacts young children's emotional and social development across multiple low and middle income countries. Spanking is a form of corporal punishment that involves hitting a child with an open hand, still widely used in low and middle income countries, despite growing global concerns about its impact.
The researchers gathered data from over 215,000 children in 62 countries using UNICEF's Multiple Indicator Cluster Surveys, one of the largest global data sets on a child development. Key points to know. Data from UNICEF's MIC surveys. Children aged 36 to 59 months were assessed. This measured two main outcomes. Social emotional development, how well children interact with others, regulate emotions, and show empathy. Spanking, whether a caregiver reported hitting the child in the past month. Controlled for factors like income, parental education, and other household characteristics.
Across almost all countries studied, spanking was linked with worse outcomes in children's social and emotional development. Spanked children scored lower on social emotional development. Effects were consistent across countries and regions. Spanking was associated with greater aggression, lower emotional control, and reduced pro-social behavior, like helping or sharing. No evidence was found that spanking improved child behavior in any
So what does this mean? The researchers stressed that spanking is not just ineffective. It may actually harm children's emotional and social health, regardless of where they live. The main takeaways of this were cultural differences did not change the outcome. Spanking is harmful even in places where it's widely accepted. Parents and caregivers often believe spanking teaches discipline, but it may actually undermine children's emotional stability and behavior. The study supports a global shift toward nonviolent parenting practices.
To wrap it up, this global study sends a strong message. Spanking may be common, but it is not harmless. It affects how children grow emotionally and socially, and not in a good way. As the science continues to grow, so does the call for positive, nonviolent parenting approaches.
How's it going? My name is Victor, and I'm here with
Chris.
And today I'm going to be interviewing him. So, Chris, your first question. If you were raising a child, what kind of discipline do you think would be most
I beat
effective?
his ass. That's it. My dad beat my ass. I ain't killed nobody. I'm good.
Alright, so I respect it. Now, what do you think the difference between teaching discipline and causing harm is?
Well, you kill the kid, that ain't gonna teach none. They're dead. You know what I'm saying? So you got it makes no sense. It's common sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Thank you very much.
That's it.
Perfect. Yeah, that's all we got today.
Thanks.
My name is Victor, and I'm here with
Gene.
Nice to meet you. Today I'm going to be interviewing him. So our first question for you is, why do you think some parents believe physical punishment works?
You get their attention.
Okay. And second question, how do you think culture or the way
Hold on a
some...
second. My dog says that. What'd you say? Hon? Okay, bye. Love you too, guy. This is my youngest daughter. She's got married.
Go ahead, you're good.
No, yeah.
Oh, congrats to her.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, second question. How do you think culture or the way someone was raised influences how they discipline their own kids?
Well, do they discipline kids anymore?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Um,
Go ahead.
Do you think spanking teaches respect or just fear?
it's a deterrent because people, okay, I won't do that again.
I agree. And now for our last question, if you were raising a child, what kind of discipline do you think would be most effective?
I used to give the kids air chair once in a while when they're little. They'd have to sit there against the wall like this. And
Yes. That's
got
a
their
good one.
attention.
Yeah, all right, well, thank you very much. That's
You're
everything
welcome.
we needed today. Thank you.
I'm Gracie, and today I'm here with
Robin.
Nice to meet you, Robin. So I have some questions to ask you. So the first one is, have you ever seen a child get punished in public? How did it make you feel watching that happen?
Yes, absolutely. And it kind of depends. Depends on how it was done.
Yeah.
There are better ways and less better ways.
Okay, good answer. The next one is, do you think children remember the lessons or the pain more when they're physically punished?
And I think that one depends.
Yeah.
Also, how it's done. And, you explain what's going on ahead of time if it's done out of anger, or if it's done because it's necessary kind of thing.
Okay. The third question is, what do you think makes a child feel safe and understood even after they do something wrong?
Talk to them and ask them why did they do what they did, and try to understand, but also to explain to them why it wasn't the right thing to do.
Okay, and the last question, how do you think the way we discipline kids today will shape the kind of adults they become?
I think it shapes them a lot. I think a lot of times parents sweep things under the rug. They don't really discipline, and kind of it's like they just let things go.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good thing. Some parents I've heard say, "Oh, we're just going to let our kids raise themselves." Yeah, it doesn't work. Kids aren't developed enough, and they can't understand well enough to do that. So,
Okay, well, thank you.
Well, you're
Those were good
welcome.
answers. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.